people look at it differently. It's in this world, it's okay for another woman to be with another woman, but for a man to be with another man, people look at that differently in a bisexual relationship.
Absolutely not.
I hear that all the time.
StephenA, of course, responded a few hours ago to all of the commentary around Alexis's comments.
Serena Williams, she is married to billionaire Alexis Ohanian.
After Charlamagne chose to release Serena's bisexual tape, things are getting heated for her. You may wish to hold StephenA. Smith responsible if you're wondering how things got to this point. He prepared Charlamagne, Serena, and her husband, Alexis, for their confrontation. And now the situation has gotten out of hand. Additionally, online detectives have found evidence of Serena having extramarital affairs. So no, Charlamagne is not kidding around. What exactly is happening? How did things get to this stage? And are the rumors true? Let's investigate. All of this began with a disagreement between Charlamagne and Alexis, Serena's husband. In this case, StephenA. Smith should be held accountable. Let's quickly back it up. Do you recall the moment Serena surprised everyone by showing up at Kendrick's Super Bowl performance and making fun of Drake with the Cripper walk? Yeah, well, everyone approved, but not Stephen. He had a lot of opinions about it, and he didn't hesitate to lay them all down on air.
Well, also, too, StephenA. Smith, I think you had some marriage advice for me. Is that right? Or?
Well, you know what? Listen, I didn't. People, headlines are headlines.
He felt that Serena's public mockery of her ex was quite demeaning, especially considering that she is now married. She appears to be genuinely still in love with Drake, which is not a good look because she might as well ditch Alexis and return to Drake if that's what she's going to do. Or at least Stephen believes that. However, you know what? His remark did not sit well with Serena's spouse. So, when Stephen was filming an edition of ESPN's First Take, he arrived at his recording studio. Now, the majority of people believe that Alexis departed without using force, and when you put it that way, it doesn't really appear like a conflict. Rather, it appears as though Allison gave up, which is precisely how Charlamagne feels. He said this regarding the whole circumstance. I don't see nothing wrong with it, but it wasn't a real pull-up. A pull-up is when the person is there and says what you need to say to the person's face. Say to the person's face. To be fair, most fans kind of agreed with Charlamagne's sentiments, which he was merely expressing. However, Alexis didn't see things that way. He saw Charlamagne as being on the same side as Stephen, discussing an issue unrelated to him.
That was a comment narrative after the Super Bowl.
And that's
By the way,
saying.
Ryan Clark's kept man comment would be more offensive than the Crip walk, I divorce you, whatever.
And that's why I said Alexis going to have a lot of people to address if this is how he's handling things, because a lot of people had the same thing to say that StephenA said, and a lot of people also were saying what Ryan Clark was saying as far as like, you're with Serena, you ain't even got too
Alex
much.
got his own bag though.
He does, very much so.
Bag, by the way.
Very much so. But I mean, people like the jokey joke, they like to lean on into it. But
I don't see nothing wrong with what Alexis Ohanian did or whatever. I don't see nothing wrong with Stephen, what he said. You know what I mean?
I don't see nothing wrong with it, but it wasn't a real pull-up. A pull-up is when the person is there and you say what you need to say to the person's face. Like, I know Alex is a busy person, but when First Take asked him to come on, he should have said, is StephenA going to be there? And when they said he's going to be there remotely, he should have said, I'll wait until he's in studio. If he really wanted to say something to his face.
And so once again, he decided to put the radio host in his place in a tweet saying, all my friends call me Alexis, and I asked to come on First Take to chat with Sass for quite some time. Keep in mind, I own a handful of pro sports teams and started a T+F league. There's plenty of sports stuff to talk about, and my publicist kept getting told it wasn't going to happen. Then I went to the top and made it clear I wanted to come on the show to chat in person, and they let it happen. Then I found out when I got to the studio, Sass was remote from ATL that morning. Odd timing, but I'm back to building now. Athlos was indeed a huge success and have no ill will towards Sass. To sum it up, Alexis was about to fight someone, so he didn't pull up on the First Take. He was there to advertise Athos, his new passion project. Regretfully, First Take ruined the interview for him, but Alexis wasn't hostile. That was the straightforward reality. There was no conflict. There was no heated exchange of words. When Alexis arrived, Stephen wasn't even inside the building. However, not a single word was believed by Charlamagne and the others. The radio host was only dismissing the situation with that tweet since she was completely persuaded that Alexis had driven over to First Take to impart some lessons. And that's the issue, people. Sources close to Charlamagne claim that he disapproved of Alexis openly humiliating him in that manner, particularly when he was lying. As a result, the former TV host is retaliating in the most brutal manner imaginable. Insiders claim that he intends to publicly humiliate Alexis by releasing Serena's bisexual tape. As absurd as it may sound, there is some truth to the rumors because Serena's sexual orientation has been the subject of much conjecture throughout the years. Reports from industry sources about Serena and Kelly kissing kind of sparked everything. An HSK exclusive read, Serena Williams is being fingered out as the home record to blame for Kelly Rowland's breakup from her Dallas Cowboy. But it didn't go down the way you may think. You may remember 6 years ago, the singer was engaged to NFL player Roy Williams. That's before sources say Roy Williams surprised Kelly Rowland at a recording studio only to find his fiancée in a lip lock with Serena Williams. Don't believe me? Ask Brett Ratner. Kelly was actually a closeted lesbian who was playing around with Serena, which is why she and Roy never ended up dating. It's noteworthy to note that Serena and Brett Ratner are said to have failed because of the romance between Kelly and Serena. They were from 2004 to 2006. Serena even featured him on her reality show, Venus and Serena for Real, which proves that their relationship was serious. Now, these two did eventually break up, and back then, Ratner said that it was because the romance wasn't what he was looking for. He didn't want a partner who was constantly traveling for their career. However, they are now certain that Brett was lying to keep Serena safe after discovering the secret connection between Kelly and Serena. More significantly, it indicates that Charlamagne is probably not playing about with the idea of a bisexual tape. Given how the business operates, Serena most likely made one over the years, and Charlamagne is currently utilizing it to level the score with Alexis. Fans, of course, feel strongly about the circumstance. One person wrote, "So the thirsty for male attention act Serena puts on is fake? I told people a long time ago she set my gaydar off." Meanwhile, another person wrote, "The thought of anyone going down on Serena's stank fish is revolting. The point is that Serena has been able to conceal her sexual orientation for many years." However, Charlamagne is now endangering her best-kept secret, which is detrimental to business. In regards to StephenA, he has truly moved on from the conflict. He truly expressed regret for his remarks after word spread that Alexis had shown up at the studio. He stated that he was relieved that a confrontation did not occur because his remarks had no negative intent.
StephenA, of course, responded a few hours ago to all of the commentary around Alexis's comments.
Serena Williams, she is married to billionaire Alexis Ohanian, and he came on First Take today to promote some new event that he's got going on with Atheos and all of that. And people are talking about how he came at me, and took a sly dig, because of what I said and, when Serena Williams was on stage performing at the Super Bowl. I don't know the man. I have nothing against him whatsoever. I don't recall saying a negative word about him. Essentially, what I said was, why that energy for an ex? I'm glad that it didn't escalate or anything like that. He is her husband. He loves her dearly. They have 2 wonderful children together. And I have absolutely no issue with him whatsoever wanting to address that situation with me.
Most fans think Stephen only backtracked because Alexis checked him on live air.
Well, also, too, StephenA. Smith, I think you had some marriage advice for me. Is that right? Or...
Well, you know what? Listen, I didn't. People, headlines are headlines. We can get into that another time, but I was hoping you were going to be here. I'm not. Oh no, I am not qualified. Married? Right. Oh no, not me. Well, I ain't qualified, my brother. I'm not qualified.
I was going to ask because you hadn't been married before, right?
I am married.
No, see. Okay. Yeah, because I give advice to plenty of founders who want to build billion-dollar companies. And the reason I do that is because I build billion-dollar companies. Yeah. So I generally try to stay in my lane of advice.
Then we'll talk marriage advice later. I'm doing 13 years strong. We got you. Alexis, thank you so much. Athlos NYC 2-night event in New York. Incredible. Can't wait to watch. I'm looking for a Tiffany's crown. Appreciate you, Alexis.
At the end of the day, it's clear that he's chickening out after lighting the stage on fire. Charlamagne's itching to even the score. Serena's preparing for a media storm. And Alexis is thinking of ways to bury the storm. The question is, who's going to come out on top here?